So this is a quick video on how to use the Windows key, and it's very useful. This is a really short tip, and you'll use it all the time once you get used to it. So if you have a lot of windows open on your computer, like I have right here, multiple windows, instead of trying to close each one individually, taking up a lot of time, if you just use the Windows key on your keyboard and the D, so first press Windows and then press D, it'll bring all the windows down into your taskbar. So I'll do that right now. Windows D, there you go. Now you can get to your desktop. The nice thing about it is you can press Windows D again and everything comes back. The other command you can use is Windows plus M, which minimizes all of your windows. The only disadvantage is the windows can't be opened again all at once, just individually. Depending on what you're doing, that may be what you want to do. So I'll do that right now. Windows M, all the windows are minimized, and now you can individually open windows that you need or no longer need. You can leave them minimized. So this tip is how to add a desktop shortcut of a website to your desktop. Very easy to do. So what you want to do is navigate to the website that you would like to have as shortcut on your desktop. For example, the district educational links. If you want to have that on as a shortcut, you simply grab where the address is in front of it and pull it over to your desktop. Now this particular site has a name that makes sense. If it doesn't, you can just click on it here and rename it. Okay, this tip is going to be some slideshow tips when using PowerPoint. So I have a PowerPoint in slideshow mode and go through the slideshow, and if you decide you need to use the laser pointer, you can hold down the control key. You can also go down to the bottom left and click on laser pointer. So that laser pointer will follow you until you go back down and turn it off. Other than that, you can use a highlighter and a pen. You can change the pen colors, the pen width. So if I decide to use pen, I can bring the audience attention to something on the screen. I can also highlight. And the last tip here is with these tools down below, you can zoom into something. First of all, you have to turn the highlighter off and magnify. Just hit escape to get back out of that. And one more tip is to look at all of the slides. You can click off of the bottom left icons there and select a different slide in the PowerPoint. So here we are with some more PowerPoint tips. I have a PowerPoint completed and I'd like to add some transitions. This tab here is how you would create transitions between your slides. So what you want to do over here on the left, when you have the slide sorter, you want to select all of the slides so that the transition will go automatically throughout. You can also, after you've selected your transition, use the Apply to All feature. So you wouldn't have to, in advance, select all of the slides. So I'm going to select the first slide. I've clicked on the Transition tab, and what I can do then is test out some of the transitions. You can get more. If you click on the arrow, notice some of them are rather dramatic. You want to keep your audience in mind when you're picking transitions. Some of them can get annoying, particularly if you have a longer presentation. You can do the preview over here after you've made some changes to it to see how it's going to look. So now that I've selected my transition, I'm going to go over here to apply to all. And that's going to put the transition on all the slides till the end of the PowerPoint. So one important thing people may not know also is that you can advance the slides automatically. The default is set up on the mouse click, but if you want it to go automatically, so you don't have to worry about clicking on anything, you would uncheck that box and then select after, and this is how many seconds you'd like each slide to be displayed. So in this case, we'll leave it at 2. And now I'll go into my slideshow mode and see how that looks. And it's advancing automatically. Okay, we have another PowerPoint tip. This is going to be animation in a slideshow. So you can animate just about anything, including the graphics, text boxes, and text. You don't want to overuse it. It can be annoying, as we all know. But just to kind of give you some ideas, I have a slide selected here, and we're going to animate this text right here. So I'm going to highlight that and go up to the Animations tab, and then you can preview some of the animations. You can also change them to make them longer, shorter, and directions, all kinds of things you can do. So I have the first one selected. Notice over here you have the animation number there. So we'll go ahead and we'll animate the second part of the text. If you hit more, you have lots of different effects for entrance, emphasis, and exit. We'll pick out something annoying for that one. And there you'll see the number 2 showing up. So now we have one more group of text to animate. You select that. We'll pick another entrance animation. And you can preview it on the top left corner to see how that's going to look. Okay, so you have some other options I wanted to show you. It's pretty important. Over here there's something called Animation Pane. So if you click on Animation Pane, you can kind of play around with the timing and add different effects. So if you look at this over here, it appears when you click on Animation Pane. It shows up here on the right hand side, and if you right click, you can determine when the animations will start. You can time them differently. You can add different effect options. You can remove them, and you can also play them so you can have an idea. So we're going to go ahead and select after the previous, so the animations will come in separately. So I'm just right clicking on them, and then I'm going to hit play or in preview. So we have the 3 animations coming in separately. You can also go to the slideshow view and test it out from the current slide. Okay, then the other thing you could do is animate graphics. So here's something here just to play around with. This picture here, we can animate that. So to animate just a part of the slide, you would select it. And you know it's selected when you see the crosshair on your mouse. And then you go over to animations. Some good ones to use for a graphic might be emphasis. So you could grow, shrink. It's kind of too slow. He's looking pretty upset there. So let's try maybe an entrance, a bounce. Spin. Okay, let's preview that. You can also look at slideshow mode and see how that's going to look. Okay, great. What's another thing you can do for your animations is create your own. So if you go to the animation tab, this is really a lot of fun. The students like to do this. I'm going to delete that one by clicking none. And now I'm going to go down to this bottom part here where it says custom path. These are called motion paths. So we're going to click on a custom path, and then we can figure out where we want the animation to go, whether we want it to spin, and then maybe he's going to drop down here. I'm just moving my cursor right now. And then he's going to come over here. And he's going to spin. He can be doing this the whole time you're talking. And then once you're done with the animation, you just double click. Well, that was pretty fast. So you can, once again, you can slow that down. By clicking on the animation pane and selecting a different speed for it. And then we can preview that. Go to the slideshow mode and see how that looks. And I'm sure you can do better than I just did, but now you know how much fun you can have with PowerPoint. This next tip is to insert a screenshot or a screen clipping into another program like Word or PowerPoint or Notebook or OneNote. Very useful, and this is how you do it. What you do is, if you're in PowerPoint, you're going to go to the Insert tab, and then on the Insert tab you'll see Screenshot. So there's basically two screenshot types. You can do part of a window or an entire window. So I'll show you how to do both. You start here with Insert Screenshot and hit the disclosure arrow, and we're going to just do a clipping, which means we won't get an entire window. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. Now it'll look for the windows that you have open under that window that you're currently looking at. So I'm going to click on that, and I think I'll decide to clip just this polar bear right here, and that's going to put it in my PowerPoint. There it is. And then you can move it around. That's probably not a good one to pick for this particular background. And you can resize it. Okay. So the other thing you can do is clip an entire window, and it'll always be the window that's open under the current window that you're working in. So let's try that for right now. Click on Insert, go to Screenshot, and now we're going to look at the windows that are open. And I'm going to use the Skype window. So I click on that, and there you go. It clips it automatically into your program that you're using.